In the late 2000s to mid-2010s, we saw baseball's popularity and viewership make a sharp turn in the wrong direction. But there was one guy that was must-watch TV. The Freak, the franchise, the Freaky franchise.
Big time Timmy Jim's office here.
Tim Lincecum captured the attention of baseball fans from all over. Retiring at just 32 years old after a 10-year career, he racked up awards, accomplishments, and accolades that many Hall of Fame inducted pitchers don't even have. From Cy Youngs to no-hitters to World Series championships, the list goes on and on. There just wasn't anything like it. I am confident when I say that there will never be another pitcher like my favorite pitcher of all time, Tim Lincecum. Hailing from Bellevue, Washington, Timothy Leroy Lincecum was destined for baseball greatness from a young age. At just 4 years old, his father began helping Tim with his instantly recognizable pitching motion we now know today by filming his games and practices. The two would then analyze those videos together. Tim would very quickly find success. He played 2 years of varsity baseball for his high school. In his senior year in 2003, he would lead his team to a conference title, and he was named Washington State's Player of the Year. The Chicago Cubs really liked what they were seeing, so they selected him in the 48th round of the '03 draft. Lincecum, however, did not sign. He chose to go to the University of Washington as an alternative. This is where he would earn the nickname The Freak by his teammates because of his ability to generate intense velocity on his pitches despite his small frame, a nickname that would stick for the rest of his career. His success would continue at the University of Washington. In 2004, he was named the Pac-10 Pitcher of the Year. He then re-entered the draft in 2005, where the Cleveland Indians selected him in the 42nd round. But once again, Lincecum turned the offer down, which also included a $700,000 signing bonus. The reason he turned the offer down was because he was holding out for a larger bonus so his dad could retire. He then returned to the University of Washington, where he once again won the Pac-10 Pitcher of the Year award. That wasn't all either. He won the Golden Spikes Award that same year, which is given to the best amateur baseball player in the country yearly. It was very well deserved too. He would finish 2006 with a 12-4 record, a 1.94 ERA, 199 strikeouts, and 3 saves in 125 1/3 innings pitched. This was enough to really get major league teams very interested. In 2003, he was selected 1,408th overall by the Cubs, and in 2005, he was selected by the Indians 1,261st overall. When he re-entered the draft in 2006, he was drafted 10th overall by the San Francisco Giants. To make things sweeter, they also offered him a $2.025 million signing bonus, which at the time was the highest the Giants have ever given to any amateur. Lincecum accepted the offer and he tore through the minors. Baseball America had him ranked as the number 11th prospect in all of baseball and the number 1 prospect on the Giants in 2006. Between single A and high A ball that year, he pitched 31.2 innings, striking out 58 while going 2-0 with a 1.99 ERA. In 2007, Tim was promoted to AAA, where he would pitch in just 5 games, going 4-0 in 31 innings while striking out 46 to a 0.29 ERA. This included a 19 2/3 innings scoreless streak to start his AAA season. He only pitched in 5 games because he was called up to make his first career start in the majors on May 6, 2007. This was to replace the Giants' 5th starter in their rotation, Russ Ortiz, who injured his elbow and he was sent to the IL. Standing at just 5'11" and weighing 170 pounds, Lincecum had a lot to prove, even with his meteoric rise through the minors. Nonetheless, the stage was set for the 22-year-old Lincecum. His first start happened to line up at home in AT&T Park in front of a national TV audience on ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball against the formidable Philadelphia Phillies. And on top of that, his father, who taught him how to pitch and helped form his unique delivery, was watching in the stands. However, However, Tim did not have the debut of his dreams. Before he could record an out, he gave up a 2-run homer to Shane Victorino. He would then rebound and strike out the side to complete his first inning in the bigs. Ryan Howard would then hit a 2-run home run in the third, lasting just 4 1/3 while giving up 5 earned runs on 5 hits with 5 walks and 5 strikeouts for Tim wearing number 55. Pretty freaky, huh? Anyway, he would be pulled in the 5th inning after throwing his 100th pitch of the day, right on the limit manager Bruce Bochy set. However, he left a very positive, strong first impression, reaching up to 98 miles an hour on his fastball, which was not very common back in 2007. It was essentially unheard of for a starting pitcher of his size. His arsenal of pitches, including his overpowering fastball, mainly a 2-seamer with sinking movement, but mixing in a 4-seamer in as well, a curveball, a slider, and of course, his split change, which was his devastating strikeout pitch. After the game, Bochy said that Lincecum would be fine. He commented on how electric his stuff was, and even though he made a few mistakes, he showed how great of an arm he has. Phillies manager Charlie Manuel said that he would trade for Lincecum if they want to trade. Tim was asked after the game what he would take from his debut. He said he'll remember how far those balls went and what not to throw in those counts. And it looks like he definitely did remember, because he would quickly rebound, winning his first major league game against the Rockies just 5 days later at Coors Field, where he would pitch 7 innings while giving up only 1 run and striking out 6. Not an easy thing to do in Mile High Denver. Lincecum would go on to finish the year strong. He would be shut down in September due to pitching 177 1/3 innings between the majors and the minors that year. He would go 7-5 with a 4 ERA in 146 1/3 innings pitched with 150 strikeouts in his first year in the bigs. This included a stellar July where he went 4-0 with an insane 1.62 ERA in 6 starts. The league was officially on notice. Cubs' Ryan Theriot was quoted as saying after facing Lincecum that July that he had the best stuff that he had seen all year. 2008 was big-time Timmy Jim's first full season, and boy did he exceed expectations. Just prior to the season starting, he was quoted as saying that people out there said that he was too small, and it was those kinds of moments that pushed him to be where he was right now. And thus, his Linsanity run would officially begin.
Lin for 3. Bang!
He would start the year winning his first 4 decisions in April, posting a 1.73 ERA for the month. Perennial All-Star Lance Berkman was quoted as saying that Lincecum has almost 3 unhittable pitches, and when he throws his off-speed pitches where he wants, you've got no chance. By June, Tim was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. He then made his first Major League All-Star team. By September 23rd, he would break the Giants' single-season strikeout record, which was set by Jason Schmidt when Lincecum recorded his 252nd strikeout for the year.
That's the record for Lincecum, 252 strikeouts on the year. He owns the San Francisco Giants strikeout record.
Not only that, he would surpass that and lead the majors in strikeouts, becoming the first Giant to do so since 1944 and ending the year with 265 strikeouts. Ultimately, he would finish 2008 with an 18-5 record, a 2.62 ERA in 227 innings pitched. He led the entire major leagues with an impressive 7.8 WAR, more than enough to win his first Cy Young Award and being the second Giant ever to do so. Pretty impressive considering how stacked the National League was that year, with pitchers like CC Sabathia, Johan Santana, Jake Peavy, Ryan Dempster, and Brandon Webb, amongst plenty of others dominating that year as well. Not bad at all for his first full year in the bigs. 2009 was another incredible year for Tim, where his legend would continue to grow. Before the season even started, he was named the cover athlete for 2K Sports MLB 2K9, arguably the best version of that series, but that's a video for another time. They even did mocap sessions with him to perfectly capture his iconic pitching mechanics. Randy Johnson was interviewed by Bob Nightingale on March 17, 2009, just a few weeks before the season would start. Johnson would call Lincecum a dying breed because of the way he dominates the game. He said that when you think about how young Tim is, which at the time he was just 23, he certainly is light years ahead of where he was, and there's no telling what he might do for the rest of his career. After losing his first decision of the year on April 12th, Lincecum went off.
Pitch and a swing and a miss. Strike three. He did it. 1-2 pitch. Curveball got him swinging.
Gonzalez, swing and a miss.
Today's ball game. Swing and a miss. Strike him out.
Got him. A career high in strikeouts for Lincecum.
11 strikeouts for Lincecum.
Got him. 15 strikeouts for Lincecum, and the Giants come back home.
Winning his next 6 decisions in a row. He wouldn't be tagged with a loss until June 17th, where he pitched 8 innings against the Angels, only giving up 3 runs while striking out 9. He would then go on to win his next 4 starts in a row. In June, he would notch his 500th career strikeout against Christian Guzman of the Nationals, becoming the fastest to reach that milestone in Giants franchise history.
And that gets him to 500 strikeouts, faster than any other Giant.
He was named NL Pitcher of the Month for June as well. Lincecum had his second All-Star selection in a row, and he was named the National League starting pitcher. He was simply must-watch TV.
He is a remarkable young man, only 25 years old.
He would finish the year going 15-7 with a 2.48 ERA, striking out 261 in 32 starts. Missing just 1 start that year in September, he would still pitch 225.1 innings. He led the league in complete games with 4 and shutouts with 2, while leading the National League in WAR at 7.4. He was named the Sporting News NL Pitcher of the Year for the 2nd year in a row, and oh yeah, he won his 2nd consecutive Cy Young Award, becoming the first and only pitcher in Major League history to do so in his first 2 full seasons. Before the 2010 season would even begin, Lincecum would break yet another record in his young career. He was due for a huge pay raise. Simply put, Tim was worth way more than the $650K he was being paid. Lincecum wanted a record $13 million a year, while the Giants offered him $8 million instead. Since the two couldn't agree, it went into an arbitration hearing. At that very hearing, Tim brought his 2 shiny Cy Young Awards to court, where he displayed them for all to see. Former teammate Kevin Franson called that a pimp move. And I guess it worked, because Lincecum would sign a 2-year, $23 million record deal. This broke the previous arbitration record set by Roger Clemens in 2006 by just about $1 million. The Giants immediately got their money's worth though. Lincecum would start the 2010 campaign by going 5-0 while recording 10 or more strikeouts in 3 of his first 6 starts. His lore got deeper. ESPN dropped the iconic big-time Timmy Jim commercial.
Hey, this is the freak. I'm not on my desk right now. Hey, this is the franchise. Hey, this is the freaky franchise here. Big time Timmy Jim's office here. I'll be sure to get...
Big time Timmy Jim, what's up?
He was named an All-Star for the 3rd straight year, and finally, the Giants, after 7 years, made it back to the playoffs after winning the NL West on the last day of the season. Before we move forward, I'd like to take a moment to try and save you some money. Shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring. You can use promo code JabroniBaseball to get $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball. You can use SeatGeek for sports, concerts, music festivals, Broadway shows, comedy shows, and more. Again, my viewers get $20 off their first purchase with code JabroniBaseball. That's one word, all caps. Click the link in the description to download the app. Lincecum was born to pitch in October. The bright lights did not bother him at all. In his first ever postseason game, Game 1 of the NLDS, he pitched a complete game shutout, allowing just 2 hits while striking out 14 in a 1-0 victory against the Braves.
Giants beat the Braves 1-0. A brilliant pitching gem by Tim Lincecum.
In the NLCS, the Giants would face the Phillies, where Tim would start games 1 and 6. He pitched 7 innings in each while striking out 8 and 7 respectively, going 1 and 1 with a 3.14 ERA. The Giants would move on to the World Series against the Rangers. Tim would win game 1 but struggled a bit to his standards, pitching 5 2/3 while giving up 4 earned runs and striking out 3. But in a decisive game 5 with the Giants up 3-1, Tim would come back with a vengeance, pitching 8 innings while striking out a franchise World Series record 10 hitters, giving up just 1 run, a solo homer. Lincecum, in just his 3rd full season, was officially a World Series champion, helping the Giants end a 56-year drought. The Giants had finally won their first World Series in San Francisco. There was no 3rd straight Cy Young Award for Lincecum, coming in 10th in votes that year. But for the 3rd straight year, he did lead the league in strikeouts with 231, finishing the year 16-10 with a 3.43 ERA. The 2011 season was yet another campaign of record-breaking milestones for Lincecum. By early May, he became the Giants' franchise holder for most games with 10 strikeouts or more with 29. He passed Hall of Famer Christy Mathewson, who had 28 such games over the course of 17 years and 551 starts with the Giants. To put into perspective, this was just the beginning of Lincecum's 5th season in his 129th Major League start. In June of that year, he struck out his 1,000th batter, becoming the fastest Giant in franchise history to do so.
Strikeout number 1,000 for Tim Lincecum. They love this little guy, and so do we.
What he was accomplishing in a Giants uniform was surefire Hall of Fame at this rate. Lincecum was named to his 4th All-Star team in a row. He would finish the season with a 2.74 ERA, the 7th lowest in the majors and the 5th lowest in the National League. It was his 4th season in a row, striking out over 200 batters with 220, but unfortunately, he would finish just 6th in Cy Young voting. His win-loss record of 13-14, coupled with being provided the worst run support in the major leagues that year, didn't help his case at all. Lincecum joined an interesting club this year as well, becoming the 6th pitcher in modern Major League history to have an ERA of less than 2.75, at least 200 strikeouts, and a losing record. 2012 would prove to be a struggle for the first time in Lincecum's career. He would enter the All-Star break with a win-loss record of 3-10 and an ERA of 6.42. But he would finish the year strong. He won 7 of his last 12 decisions and ended up with an ERA of 3.83 in the second half, ultimately going 10-15 with an ERA of 5.18 in 186 innings pitched. He led the league in earned runs, wild pitches, and losses. The Giants would make the postseason, where he would pitch just 1 game as a starter in the NLCS. That one start didn't go so well, as he gave up 4 runs in 4 2/3 innings in a Game 1 loss. Lincecum would then transition to a new role, a relief pitcher, and he absolutely dominated coming out of the bullpen. Throughout the NLDS, CS, and World Series, he pitched 13 innings out of the pen, where he had a 0.69 ERA with 17 strikeouts, allowing just 3 hits and 2 walks. Ultimately, the Giants would sweep the Tigers for their 2nd World Series title in 3 years. Similar to 2012, 2013 would be a year of triumph and frustration for Tim. On July 13th, Lincecum threw a no-hitter against the Padres, the first no-no in Petco Park history.
It's a no-hitter for Tim Lincecum.
Just a few months later, he would notch his 1,500th career strikeout at Yankee Stadium, keeping his torrid K pace, becoming the fastest Giant to do so once again. He would finish the year improving his final stat line from the year prior, going 10-14 with a 4.37 ERA and 193 strikeouts in 197 innings pitched. Not terrible, but also not great, comparing to just how good he knew he has been in the past and how good he still could be. Even still, we were witnessing an an all-time great, ending the year with 1,510 strikeouts. This was the third highest total ever for a pitcher over his first 7 years, only behind Tom Seaver at 1,655 and Bert Blyleven at 1,546. In 2014, Lincecum would throw his second career no-hitter on June 25th, and it was against the Padres again.
And Lincecum has done it again. He has no-hit the San Diego Padres for the second time in 2 years.
Just the third no-hitter ever thrown at AT&T Park, and the first pitcher in Major League history to throw a no-hitter in consecutive seasons. He would, however, struggle mightily throughout the season and was ultimately removed from the rotation in August and put in the bullpen. This was after having a 9.49 ERA in 6 starts from July 25th to August 23rd. He would finish the year with a 12-9 record, an ERA of 4.74, and 134 strikeouts pitching in 33 games, but only starting in 26. Because it was an even year, the Giants decided to make the postseason again. Lincecum was the only one from the 25-man roster who wasn't used at all during the NLDS and NLCS. He did pitch in Game 2 of the World Series, where he retired all 5 batters to face him, but he would leave the game with lower back tightness. The Giants won the World Series and defeated the Royals in 7 games, both Lincecum and the Giants' third World Series in 5 years. And with the end of the 2014 season, this would also be the end of Lincecum's meteoric success in the major leagues. Injuries, unfortunately, would quickly come for him. In 2015, he was diagnosed with a degenerative condition in both of his hips, where ultimately he would undergo season-ending hip surgery that September. He would finish that year starting just 15 games, pitching 76 1/3 innings to the tune of a 4.13 ERA, striking out 60 and a 7-4 record. He then became a free agent, where the Angels would sign him to a 1-year deal. He would make 9 starts for the Halos before he was designated for assignment in early August. He accepted a minor league option with the team, but wasn't called up to the majors even after rosters expanded in September. Lincecum would finish the 2016 season going 2-6 with a 9.16 ERA in 38 1/3 innings, striking out just 32 batters. He would then take the entirety of 2017 off and return to baseball after signing a 1-year deal with the Rangers in 2018. The plan, according to Rangers GM John Daniels, was to use Tim as a relief pitcher, but that didn't get too far. Lincecum developed a blister in his right middle finger during spring training, where he was then placed on the 60-day IL. After being activated, he would start his season in the minor leagues, where he posted a 5.63 ERA in 12 2/3 innings. His control wasn't there either, as he walked 9 batters too. The Rangers decided to release Lincecum on June 5th, 2018. Unfortunately, this was the end of Tim Lincecum's major league career. However, he's remembered as a champion and one of the best to ever do it. In his short 10-year career, his peak was simply unmatched. 2 no-hitters, 3-time world champion, 2-time Cy Young Award winner. He led the entire majors once in strikeouts and the National League twice in 08, 9, and 10. He won the Babe Ruth Award in 2010, which is given to the best postseason performer, was a 4-time All-Star, was the Giants' opening day starter from 09 to 2012. And the list of awards and accolades just goes on and on, from high school to college to the majors. The Freak, the franchise, the Freaky franchise, Big Time Timmy Jim, just an absolute fucking legend. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me and the channel out a ton with making these videos, so I really appreciate that. What are your thoughts on Tim Lincecum? Have any favorite memories or moments of his? Sound off in the comments below. I'll catch you in the next video. Later.